Corrugated rib is one of those techniques that looks way more complicated than it actually is. It is just a straightforward rib. It's just knit in two different colours. So your knit stitches are knit in one colour and your purl stitches are knit in the other. In this I'm purling with my dark yarn and I am knitting with my light yarn. And because my dominant hand is my right hand, I'm going to put my knit yarn in my left hand because I'm going to find it easier to purl with my right hand. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2 by 2 rib. So I'm going to knit my first two stitches. I then bring my yarn forward to purl the stitches, but it's my second yarn. I then take that back, and with my first yarn, I knit my next two stitches. I then bring the yarn forward, yarn 2, and purl my next two stitches. So you can see that I'm doing a knit 2, purl 2 rib. However, the difference is that I'm stranding the colours along the back of my rib in a way that I wouldn't be doing, obviously, if I was using just the one colour. The key with corrugated rib is there's a kind of a Goldilocks point between where it behaves like a rib, such that it pulls in and out, but you don't want it to be too tight because of the stranded colourwork. So you need to get quite a good balance between them. Definitely don't pull your strands behind your work as you go though. As with all types of ribbing and with all types of stranded colourwork, you want to make sure that you always take your purl, the yarn you were purling with, back to the back of the work. Otherwise you end up with a float at the front of the work, which is not what anybody wants. And you'll end up having to unpick. So you can use this on pretty much any type of rib that you want. I'm going to do a little bit of 1 by 1 rib. Something to be very careful of, again, in the same way that you would be careful doing any stranded colour work with very short floats, is to make sure that they're not too short. Otherwise, you're going to get a very tight rib which will be very unstretchy, and you don't want that. So here I'm doing a little bit of 1 by 1 rib, and you will see that it works in exactly the same way. So your purls and your knits are worked in the two different colours, and it's stranded across the back of the work. You continue working as you would with any rib that you do in the round, so you knit the knits and purl the purls, and after a while you can see just how pretty this rib looks with the two different colours. So here you have your 2 by 2 rib with your knits and your purls, and here you have your individual colours. And you can see that by carrying the knit yarn in your left hand, it pops really well against this. And that is how you do a corrugated rib in the round.